YouTube, B Smokehouse back here with you. I am back. Been off for the past 2 weeks. Took a nice vacation down to Puerto Rico. The Isle of Enchantment. Right? I'm back now. Alright. Today we're going to have another banger. It's rather simple cook. We're going to do some flat iron steaks. These are Chuck flat iron steaks. They are choice. Now, I've done some variation of this steak past few videos, but I did it brisket style. Those flat irons were a bit thicker and can be treated more like brisket. Season them with salt and pepper. Go over the top with a little seasoned salt. You put it on your smoker, or you get that overnight dry brine. Get up in the morning, put it on your smoker. We're going to treat these about the same way. I'm not going to do them like brisket. I'm going to treat these like the beautiful steaks they are. I've got two. We'll probably consume one for dinner, and this will be my meal prep. I'll put it back in the fridge, get it sliced up, and I'll eat on this throughout the week. Trying to lose some weight. I'm always losing weight, right? So now, I want you guys, my hands are clean. I want you guys to check out some of that beautiful marbling in there. This is what makes this steak quite delicious. Now, I could cut these down into thinner slices. Not going to do that. I'm going to grill them as they're laid. Not much trimming to speak of. We're going to eat on this one tonight, and this one will be, because it's the larger one, will be my meal prep. Let me show you guys the seasoning on this. Nothing too hard. I'm going to get a dry brine in. I'll be cooking these later on tonight, so I'm going in with some kosher salt. This is diamond crystal. First, I'm going to get down my black pepper. Let's make sure we get everything open. Very delicious steak. I like it cooked like a brisket. I like it as a steak. We're going to go down with some black pepper. This is one of my favorites besides the Fiesta brands. Up high and sprinkle that black pepper on. Real simple. Because of the size of this, using a little bit more than 16 mesh. This is not a true 16 mesh, and that's fine. I actually like this on briskets as well. Again, that's Body of brand. Now we're gonna go up high, and we're gonna hit it with this kosher salt. Again, there's nothing I'm doing on here that you can't do yourself. I promise you, you want a big punch of flavor, these steaks will get it done for you. Like I said, I have generally cooked these brisket style. These I didn't feel were thick enough to do brisket style, so we're gonna treat them like the awesome steaks they are. These have been made popular, famous if you will, by those fellas down there, Leroy and Lewis. These have gained in popularity as a brisket alternative, especially when you cook them like a brisket. It's quite delicious. My family enjoys them. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about these, but there's a seam in the shoulder cloth where these are located. There's a seam of fat that is not really fat. It's fat and collagen. You have to cook it for a long time before that fat and collagen turns to gelatin. In the case of these, that collagen strip has already been removed, right? So press that salt in. I will link a video that I've done probably a few weeks ago. Purpose of this dry brine is to draw flavor to the center of the meat and ensure that we keep some moisture going on. Now, I don't have a problem with these staying moist because, again, this is not really a long cook. We're going to cook it with some truly high heat, right? I'm probably going to reverse sear these. Heavy black pepper. Probably going to reverse sear them and then get them over some high heat. So these are delicious. I just showed you guys that fat bending, right? That's what keeps these things delicious. I've had one of these in the past that was Wagyu. Oh, that was delicious, but I could only eat so much of it. Alright. Going heavy with this Diamond Crystal Kosher. Again, remember, this is less saltier than your iodized, aka table salt, or any other salt you're going to use. So use quite a bit of it. Alright. So these are seasoned up. I'm going to get these in my fridge, get that cool dry air moving over them. And again, we probably won't see these for a good 4 to 6. I'll push it to 8 hours if I can. So we're gonna go with some chimichurri. Either way you go with these particular steaks, the flat iron steaks would be delicious. So this is my first time using this. Ingredients say to put 1 part mix to 1 part vinegar in a bowl. So my part's gonna be about a half cup. So we're gonna go 1 part. This is the spicy chimichurri. Not sure how spicy it is, but we about to find out. 1 part mix to 1 part vinegar. Now I've seen him make it personally. Him being Frugoni, I see he likes to use the wine vinegar. I don't have any right now, so we're going with white. And plus, the instructions on the back of the bottle don't say, which vinegar to use. But he is the maker of this, so this is going to sit here and hydrate. I'm going to give it a mix. Give it a mix. And once this has hydrated, I'll come back and add my oil. I've seen this used as a marinade. I've seen this used as a sauce. I'm going to use it as a sauce to these finished steaks. All right. This is going to sit here. It's going to sit here and hydrate. I believe the instructions say give it about 5 minutes, or a few minutes to hydrate. That we got going on here. 2 parts. Again, still using this half cup measurement. So 1 part. I gave this a try. It does have a bit of kick to it, but I think it's going to be nice on these steaks because these steaks have some nice marbling, some nice fattiness. Alright, and we're going to go a tad bit more. I don't know that I'll do 2 whole parts, maybe 1.5 parts. Alright, this is looking good. I'm going to get this covered and into my fridge. You can see I went ahead and put a probe. This is the one we're going to be eating tonight. I'm going to take these on the cool side to about 110 and then get them off, let them chill out, relax, and then start searing them off. Nothing too hard. I've got the coals that was left on here. I went ahead and refried those back up in an effort to reuse all of my coals and not toss them out. I've got that larger steak here closer to the fire, and I've got the smaller steak here in the back. Currently we have at about 53 degrees. Now I did take these steaks out and let them temper, which is to come as close to room temperature as possible. The worst thing you can do is put a very cold piece of meat on a hot grill. You guys can see the smoke coming off. That charcoal's packing some heat. I'm going to go ahead and get this cap back on. I've got a few other things going on inside the house. I'm probably going to come out here and give these a flip. Right? Stay tuned. Again, we're going for 110. We're going to take them off, let them relax, and then we're going to get to searing. Stay tuned. Alright, both steaks have reached a temperature of 110 degrees. Of course, the larger one took a little bit longer. Total, looking at about 25 to 30 minutes max. So they're just gonna sit here for about 5 or 10 minutes. Let everything relax. I've got my fire going outside. I took the top off. It's been that way for the past 2 or 3 minutes. We're gonna let it get ripping hot, and then we're gonna start searing these off. I'm looking for a temperature between 130 and 140. I broke my instant read thermometer, so I'm gonna be winging it. However, I do have that other thermometer that I was using earlier, and I won't be doing it on camera because it takes a bit much more time using that one. But I'm gonna pull these off when they hit a temperature of 130, 140. I'm gonna do one at a time to make sure things don't get out of hand or flare-ups. If we have flare-ups, then we're gonna simply put the top on. Stay tuned. All right, one crucial part of this, especially on the Weber Kettle, is that we got white hot coals. Now, not saying we won't have any flare-ups because this meat does have some fat in it. However, the chances of us having a major flare-up are lessened. I'm gonna let this roll for the next 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna start searing off these steaks one at a time. Stay tuned. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get these steaks fired off. I'm gonna do one at a time. It is a hot one today, so this might not take as long as it usually takes. Start off with that small one. This is a matter of playing that flipping game. We'll let it go for a minute or two per side. Flip it. And we'll do that till the crust is where we want it. Now, one good thing to note about these steaks is that since I went ahead this morning, I should have did last night, I dry brined them. That salt has dried out the surface. Moisture here is your enemy. Got some high winds, of course. It's been a fairly hot day. I believe it's pitching over 100 today. You can definitely smell that black pepper. Now, last time I had one of these steaks, not on camera, I actually dry brined it and then I seared it off in a cast iron skillet. Quite delicious, very soft, very tender. Can you see? I do see some flames, but no real big flare-ups. I can smell that black pepper. It smells awesome. Another good thing about that dry brine is, so I know that that salt worked its magic. That meat has turned a deep red color, and the surface is dried out. So that's a combination of osmosis and a few other scientific factors working. That black pepper is stuck to the meat. It's not coming off on the grill. That's what you want. The reverse sear, so we got a cool side and a hot side. Not really using it much right now, but when I pull this off, I'm probably going to get it on the cool side to stay warm so I can go ahead and fire off that big one. I won't get that big one on camera, but once it's done, it will be in the final edits of this video. Tastes delicious. Real simple cook, guys. Probably gonna give this one more flip and I'll start probing. So it's highly important after you're done searing these off that you don't cut directly into it. You give this the rest. Some people say you rest this for as long as you cooked it. I'm not going to do that. I'll rest this for probably 10-15 minutes max. Still want it to be warm when we eat it. Here, Charlotte, I'm going to move this off to the side. Get my probe into it and start cooking off this other one. I'm going to do that off camera. I will bring you guys back, show you what temperature we achieved. Stay tuned. Let's see. Let's get this to the side. You don't want to overdo it. It's definitely juicy. Stay tuned. All right, so we were able to pull this one at 144. Now it's shot up to 146. That's fine. It's gonna stay here resting. I'll bring you guys back. Can you see that? I don't know that you can see that. It's 144. I'll bring you guys back when I'm getting ready to rest these and give them a slice. Stay tuned. YouTube, here's a finished product. This is the smaller one that I had. This is the one we're gonna eat on tonight. Gotta keep it warm, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and slice this whole thing. Get my oven back on and keep it warm. Now, I will have down in the description all the steps I took to get to this point. You guys are used to me, used to seeing me cook this as a brisket. This time we cooked it as the steak that it is. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, I'm gonna slice it down the middle. You always want to cut across the grains. All right. All right. Can you see that? Still medium rare in the center, and that's from wall to wall. No gray band to speak of. That's because of that the reverse sear method, right? So it is still juicy, although we saw that the top had formed a pellicle and dried out. I'm going to give me a few slices off of here, because again, I still got to keep this warm for our dinner time. Again, you treat this just like a ribeye steak. Here, tears nicely. Again, still juicy. Very tender. Still, that crust gives it a nice bite. Probably could have pulled this off maybe a minute sooner or so. As we saw, this one carried over to like 144, 146. It starts to come on down. I'm not mad at it. Still in that medium rare territory. It's delicious. Guys, if you haven't done so at this point, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback. I was out, took a nice vacay to Puerto Rico. I'm back now. I'm back on my content game. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, B Smokehouse out. And I'm back. I totally forgot I made that chimichurri. So let's give one of these pieces a nice try with that chimichurri. Let's go ahead and cut it. Again, still moist. Here. It's chimichurri here. Can you see that? So that chimichurri brings an earthiness. Got some heat. Again, this steak does have a bit of fat in it, so it's helping to calm all that fat down. It coats the tongue. It's like this chimichurri is perfectly made for a steak of this nature. I like it. Guys, until next time, Beast Smokehouse out.